Hey guys, we are back here with Bailey Green. We were talking about splitting up California into separate states and why it's a bad idea, but we were also just bringing up the fact that there are people that want to split it into a separate country, and you were starting to make a point on it, but we ended up getting cut off because of the 15 minutes of Spreaker, so go ahead and make the point you were going to make.
No worries, man. So, I was actually, damn, I'm about to expose myself. I'm not sure. I know California was one of the original states in terms of laying out the map because we actually it was formed prior to the Louisiana Purchase. Of course, I know that much, so I'm not totally stupid. But I don't remember which number we are in terms of order. So let me.
We're in the 30s. Let me take a look.
Yeah, I wanted to look that up real quick. California.
We're in the 30s. I know that. I want to say like 33, something like that. Let's pull this up here. I've definitely used the internet a little bit more this podcast, fact checking stuff. What state number were we?
Aaron knows what's good. Just know that.
Let's check here. We were created in 1865. What number state were we? Sorry about this, folks. It just takes a little bit of time sometimes to do research. I don't have my own research guy like some other people who have podcasts, so it takes a little bit of time sometimes. Which
real bad, man. This is some shit that I should know, bro.
Yeah, I know. I should know this too. I should really know this. I mean?
I'm like now that I think about it, I'm like, damn, I'm fucking dumb. I should know.
No, I should know this too. That's the thing. I really, should know this. What's okay? Screw it. I'm gonna search it up this way. List of states in order. There's probably people who are listening to this like, Aaron, how do you not know this? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know. I fucking exposed us, man.
Yeah,
I'm
for
sorry.
real. Here we go. I'm pulling it up right here. 31. We were 31. I knew we were in the 30s. 1850. What? I said 1865. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
Wait,
1851. 1830? Or no, 1850. Yeah, we were state number 31.
Awesome, man. So yeah, I mean, we have a very long history, dude. So I think to break us up now is just fucking bullshit, man. You know?
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
It'd be one thing if we were a newer state, maybe. If we were a newer state and they were like, oh, we kind of fucked this up, we did this kind of bad, maybe. And then, yeah, fucking change it, But we're such an old state with such a fucking badass history, dude. And to just decide one day, you know what? You're not going to be a state anymore. You're going to be 3 fucking states. Like, fuck that, man. You know?
No, I feel you there for sure. For sure. I completely understand that. Going on to the next thing. So, finally, what are we, hour and a half into this podcast? And I still haven't brought up an issue related to marijuana? Well, it's time, goddammit.
Careful, man.
So basically, I want to go ahead and get into a couple of stories here. So one, I just wanted to start off with a fact. On this 420, even though it's 2018, there's still nearly 40,000 Americans who are presently incarcerated in state and federal correctional facilities for marijuana violations. Of these, 26,650 marijuana offenders are state inmates, 10,538 are federal prisoners, and all marijuana prisoners compose 14% of all state and federal drug inmates. Keep that in mind. This is a story that came out today through ABC News. Lawmakers have become more vocal about their support of legalization of marijuana, including talking about it on the campaign trail and the halls of Congress. It is a move that comes in the wake of a majority of states legalizing medicinal use, combined with the revenue coming in from those states and polls showing increasing support on the issue. Democrats tend to favor legalization the most. Many of them define it as an issue of racial injustice, citing statistics that show minorities are arrested at greater rates than whites for marijuana-related offenses, which is true. Blacks are arrested at least 3 times more likely for marijuana offenses than whites are. is also an issue that's popular with two large voting groups in their party, minorities and youth, and one that Democrat candidates have touted on the campaign trail this cycle. Again, it's amazing that it's taken them this long to do so, but at least they're finally doing it. Most recent poll on the issue has an October Gallup poll that found 64% of Americans supported legalization. Breaking that down, that's 72% of Democrats and even 51% of Republicans. Probably a lot of young Republicans that are for that. Yeah, I wanted to ask you. Obviously, we both agree that marijuana should be legalized. I think me and you obviously both know that. My question to you is, how long do you think it's going to be until we have nationwide legal weed?
You know what, man? I think it's going to be a long fucking time, because I looked at that electoral college last election, and it was like fucking swamped with red. That's all I know, man. So I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a battle, bro. You know, some states are a little out there. Some states have like fucking more meth than weed, dude, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
what's going on over there? You know, and they're the red states too. So it's like,
well, you know, a thing that's been much more recent when we talk about pot is obviously Trump's Attorney General Jeff Sessions has obviously been touting trying to go in and enforce federal law, which would basically make it to where even medicinal weed isn't legal in any of the states. And the thing is, I don't think that could happen. I don't think it would happen. I don't know your thoughts on that. What do you think? Do you think Sessions would try to go in and try to impose federal law on the states and try to make it to where this whole issue basically has to be restarted?
Sessions is one of the dumbest motherfuckers in politics, man.
Yes!
All the stories I hear about him, he's doing some dumb fucking shit that has nothing to do with anything else in fucking Trump's agenda.
Amen.
And he's just fucking wasting everyone's time with this bullshit, fucking
and
trying
money.
to push policies and money. You know, it's like, fuck that, man. So, you know, for the most part, I don't think anything Trump's cabinet does will pass. Because at the end of the day, they don't hold all the power. They may have power greater than, you know, the average man, but they still have to get approved, you know?
Right.
And they just don't, because they're just dumb, you know? they just do dumb fucking shit, and nothing really gets approved. Like what? I think it was obviously Trump still hasn't built his fucking wall yet.
Yeah, it just started construction on it.
Oh, finally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be nearly as great as he wants it to be.
Right.
And and there was another story just a couple months back. I'm trying to remember that he had he just threw a fit. I saw it because it was all over everywhere, because he threw a fit on Twitter because he was losing a vote in the House of Senate for one of the big, it was one of his major policies that he'd been pushing since the election, and he just can't fucking win. He's been fighting for it. It's been one of his keynotes, and that goes for a lot of them, actually. I shouldn't, you know, I've been saying it's like just one, but I really honestly haven't seen very much of his campaign promises pass Congress, which is obviously it's very essential for you to fulfill your campaign promises. And as soon as he's out of the White House, all of his supporters are going to be all pissed off at him because he didn't do anything. And I mean, that's you know, that's essentially what happens for the most elections.
Now, a couple of tweets that have gone out by some major politicians out there. One by Bernie Sanders. Now it's time to remove the ridiculous federal prohibition on marijuana. He's co-sponsoring the Marijuana Justice Act. There was also another tweet that I'm pulling up right now that was by Jill Stein this morning. Here we go. Finally pulling up. Here we go. It is high time to legalize marijuana and hemp, end prohibition that has fueled racist mass incarceration and deadly drug wars, and make life better for patients, farmers, and responsible adults. So you have a couple of politicians out there who are wanting to see some action taken on it. But, the way public support has gone on this, I'm really surprised that we haven't seen at least more progress on it. I really do think this is something that can be solved within the next 10 years in terms of nationwide weed. But once again, you never know when it comes to government, man.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing is like, there's some politicians that no matter what their opinion is on it, they just don't want to touch it because it's still somewhat controversial. I still don't understand why. Obviously, if you think about it, alcohol was prohibited for a while, for a period of time, alcohol was totally illegal. And we had black markets of people running alcohol everywhere,
Right.
because fucking people like to drink. So finally people decided, like, you know what, let's just legalize it and stop this whole crime war shit. So I don't understand how people aren't associating weed the same way. I don't understand because there's still to this day I meet people that are totally in support of alcohol, like alcohol, fuck yeah, party every night and fucking shit, But fucking pot smokers are stupid and they're lazy and they don't do anything. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well,
there's people whose drinking problems fucking kill them, dude. Fucking drive their bank account into zero, fucking ruin their life and shit with alcohol and it's awful,
overall,
it can be a drug, if you use it like that, it can be a drug,
Yeah, I mean,
And
overall, when it comes to
same-
drugs in general, people are pretty hypocritical. Especially when it comes to age. That's definitely one thing where people get really hypocritical on. Is they'll want some age like 25 or 21 or something like that for people to be able to smoke weed or drink alcohol, and then they'll do it at like 18 or 19 years old, and it's just hypocritical because basically what they're saying is that the law shouldn't apply to them, and that's not how it works. In terms of how many states have legalized marijuana, we have 14 that have legalized it, just legalized it. So we have Alaska, Colorado, Maine, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Washington, Hawaii, and California. And many of those states are within the last 3 or 4 years that have done that. In terms of medical weed, we have only 29 states. That's, I think, what's most disappointing to me is we only have 29 states that have legal medicinal marijuana. I mean, this thing helps out people with seizures. I mean, THC oil helps out people. Even some veterans who have PTSD. Yeah, we claim to support the military. Also, the territories of Guam and Puerto Rico and D.C. have medicinal weed as well. But, I want to say it's going to be solved soon. But, I mean, the first time this was mentioned as an issue was 1996. That was around the same time gay marriage was pretty much brought up as an issue, and that's already been taken care of, and we're still not even halfway there when it comes to weed. Everybody's smoking right now. Listen to this. It's like, oh, bro, you're a downer. But I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just being real. It sucks, but it might be some time. I kind of hear you there. I kind of hear you, but hopefully people get their heads together and understand that, hey, people need this.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, look, dude. Like, I'm smoking a joint right now, bro. I'm gonna come on this podcast. It's 4:20, bro. I haven't smoked all day, dude. Look, I'm a hustler.
I don't blame you. You work 13 and a half hours. You deserve that joint.
13 and a half. Yeah, man. But look, I'm a hustler, dude. I work every single day, dude. 7 days a week. And I smoke weed, dude. And it's like, I hear these shits like fucking, pot smokers are lazy. And I'm like, well, got you there.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, that gets back to another thing that I was mentioning earlier, which is basically people who create their own conclusions to an issue that is they just don't have any facts behind. Same thing goes.
Look,
yeah,
let's do that, man. But like all I was trying to say, man, is like there's motherfuckers like me all over the country, and the fact that they still have to get their weed illegally is sad, man. It's like, why? It's unfortunate that these people could be productive members of society, and they can be just like everyone else, and everyone fucking all over the country, like I was saying, people can drink, dude. Every state fucking celebrates parties, whatever, with fucking alcohol and shit, So the fact that marijuana isn't treated just like alcohol when there's people just like me all over this country is just sad, man. You know?
Well, right, and there's a lot of young people who, even if they're conservative, they don't care about the issue. That's the whole point. That when I was talking about Republicans, usually it's young Republicans. It really gets down to a generational issue, generational gap of people who are younger understand the benefits it has, and people who are older have a. I don't want to pick on old people in general, but they have a more closed mindset to the issue and are very biased. I'm going to go ahead and end this part. We'll get to part 8.